So most likely you heard of a dev called Valve. Valve is known to make some of the best games of all time, arguably. For instance, one franchise they did work on was Counter-Strike. You guys know Counter-Strike is now a big esporty type title. They also arguably made one of the best first-person shooters of all time, which is the Half-Life series. They also went on to work on a game that was a zombie game called Left 4 Dead. They actually made the Left 4 Dead series, and on top of that, they made one of the most beloved games around, which is the Portal series. So you can see Valve does have a very good track record of making some of the best games of all time, and a lot of their games actually have a lot of quality to them. It just somehow sucks that Valve seems to abandon a lot of their franchises. They like to work on these franchises, and then after they make a sequel to that franchise or make one game in that franchise, they're pretty much done with their franchise. I don't know what the deal with Valve is, but for some reason Valve likes abandoning their games. I guess one reason Valve likes to abandon their games is because they do own a store on PC called Steam, and you guys know Steam is a money maker for Valve. So I can see why Valve really doesn't want to make a sequel to or another game in the Half-Life series. They don't want to make another Left 4 Dead 2. A lot of these series they just want to leave dead because they don't want to spend a lot of time making these series, which a lot of people actually are requesting Valve to make these series. They don't want them to stop making these series. They want them to continue these series, but I can see why, because like I said, Steam is pretty much a money maker at this point, and it pretty much takes little to no effort to get free money for the company. So it's like, why even hire people to make these games when we're pretty much printing money for free on Steam by having people post games on the Steam platform? But it looks like Valve actually ended up making a new game last year. One of their new games came out at the end of 2018. The name of the game was called Artifact, and if you don't know anything about Artifact, Artifact is actually a TCG, a trading card game, and it's of the likes of like Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon trading card game. So it's the likes of those. It's pretty much a Dota trading card game. If you ever play Dota, it pretty much takes all the creatures and all the assets from Dota, and it pretty much plops them into a Dota trading card game called Artifact, and it's already pretty much confirmed only 2 months after the game's release. It's pretty much doing very bad. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and show you a chart from Artifact, or show you a chart from Steam, and you can see that the Steam player base is just very low for Artifact. There's a number of reasons why Artifact is probably not doing that well. For instance, if you look at this chart, you can see that there's probably only close to maybe a little bit over 3,000 players per week playing this game, and that's not a lot for a video game. So that absolutely sucks that not a lot of people are playing this game. When this game was first announced, a lot of people weren't all too excited for this game. I'm actually going to show you a clip right now of the audience's reaction to Artifact being announced. So go ahead and take a look at this clip. So you can see right there from the clip, fans weren't all too excited for the game Artifact coming out. I think one big reason fans just weren't so excited for Artifact coming out was the fact that they've been wanting sequels to some of their favorite gaming franchises from Valve for so many years, like Half-Life, Left 4 Dead, Portal, etc. And Valve just won't deliver for whatever reason. So when fans found out that they were making a TCG, a trading card game based off of Dota, I don't think fans were very happy about that. Plus, we already have other ones in the mix. Of course, we have games like Blizzard's very popular and very successful game Hearthstone. We also have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, etc. So the gaming industry, or the market's already flooded with these type of trading card games. So do we really need another trading card game? Overall, this game wasn't probably a bad game. I just think there was too much going against it. I think the fact that a lot of fans just, when they saw this game, weren't happy about this game, they wanted Valve to work on something else, didn't help this game at all. And I think that's probably why a lot of people abandoned this game. And there was another problem with Artifact, not just that fans didn't want this game out of Valve. They wanted other projects out of Valve. I think another reason people really didn't want this game from, or didn't really take to this game, was the fact that this game really did something bad with microtransactions. Pretty much, if you wanted to unlock cards in Artifact, I do know for a factor it was just too expensive. So it was one of the more costly games. And you know, Valve is really known for making quality projects, but for some reason, they just wanted to do what other companies do, like 2K and EA, where they pretty much want to try to milk you for all you got, and that's pretty much what they did with Artifact. It was too hard to get a very good deck out of that game, and I think on top of that, quote me if I'm wrong, I can't confirm or deny this, I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure last time I tried to check about Artifact, I think Artifact was also one of those trading card games that wasn't free to play. I think the initial fee to play this game is $20, so you have to put a fee to buy this game, unlike a lot of other trading card games on the market, whether we're talking about the Pokemon trading card game, Hearthstone, even the Elder Scrolls card game. Some of those are actually free to play or free to start, and then they have the microtransactions and things like this. But to get card packs, to buy the game initially and things like that, that didn't help the game out. And like I said, on top of everything else, fans just were already upset that Valve's not going to deliver some of their favorite franchises back. They're going to make this thing that pretty much nobody really wanted out of Valve. They wanted other projects. I think this thing just doesn't help. And one thing to take notice when you go back to looking at the player base of Artifact, yes, 3,000 players, a little bit over 3,000 players is not good for a game. That's pretty much a failure in most people's eyes, and I will admit that's pretty much a failure to me too. That should not be the case. If you look at some other things posted on different websites, you can see Dota 2, which came back in 2013, nearly has 700,000 people playing this currently, and that's a lot of people playing that. And taking consideration that is an old game, people just really don't want to play Artifact. They don't want nothing to do with this game. They want Valve to deliver on their sequels to their favorite gaming franchises out of Valve. So overall, this really doesn't help, and it really does show that a lot of people aren't playing this game. I think on Steam right now, Artifact is actually ranked as over 100. It's ranked really high. I think there's already 100 games in front of Artifact that are currently being played, so you can see how far down the list this game is actually being played. It's not even in the top 100 current popular games on Steam, so that pretty much shows that a lot of people here just aren't playing this game, and this game is probably going to die a horrible death. Could this game have succeeded? Yes, this game could have definitely have succeeded if they didn't go the microtransaction route. If fans in the first place really wanted this out of Valve, then maybe they would have been more willing to try this game out, to get into this game. But people want other stuff out of Valve, so I can see a number of things just being bad for Artifact. So it looks like at the very moment, Artifact is pretty much a failure for Valve, and this is one game that Valve can admit was pretty much a failure, and they should have worked on something like Half-Life 3, Left 4 Dead 3, Portal 3, or something like that. Not this thing that fans really didn't want. And all I can say is this game's not a bad game, probably not. It's just a game that people didn't really want, and that's probably why this game failed. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.